Hey, welcome back to the Diecast Museum, and today we're looking at M2 Castline Chevy and GMC trucks. I've got square bodies, Blazers, Jimmys, 1500s, and some big dually trucks as well, the heavier duty ones, 3500s. I'm going to sit down here at the review table and show you all that I was able to purchase here in the last couple of months. It's a very nice collection of trucks, as you can see. So let's get right in. Everything's coming out of the package for a full loose review here on the table. All right, let's set the camera down here and take a look at all of these trucks one at a time before we get them out of their packaging. I'll start from the left side of the camera's view angle here with this black pearl frozen edition, or frozen black pearl, I guess. 1973 GMC Sierra 4x4. Super cool. And then we've got many of these trucks actually to look at. Check this one out. And this is also a 73. And at the back, we've got this Anvil edition, limited to 800 pieces and 400 chase worldwide. Very cool piece. I'm not sure if I'm going to open that one up or not, so we'll take a longer look at it. I'm going to have to open it up. It's got elastic bands on it, and I don't like leaving those things long term. And also, I don't really have that much room to display packaged vehicles anyways. And here is a 74 Chevrolet K5 Blazer with a plow. I prefer the little cubed packages because then you can easily reseal them if you really wanted to. Not that I ever probably would. And a 73 K5 Blazer with luggage rack and chrome push bar. Check out the graphics on this truck. The Bald Eagle machine, a 73 K5 Blazer as well. Lots of options on these. And now moving right across into some pickup trucks. We've got this GMC red push bar in the front. It's a 76 GMC Sierra Grande. Now into a very patinaed, rusted looking 73 Chevy Cheyenne Super 10. The lowered suspension. And up at the back, an NHRA drag racing championship truck. Officials truck, 73 Chevy Cheyenne 10 as well. Up at the very back, I've got one of these kits. It's of a GMC 76 Sierra Grande 15 Desert Fox Edition. And we've got two sets of wheels, two different engine options, and a little screwdriver, which we're going to need to remove all of these vehicles from their packaging. Now into some slightly more modern trucks. Another Freedom machine. This is the 98 GMC Sierra 1500 4x4. Another GMC Sierra 4x4. This one is a 98 as well. Very, very cool options. Now this one is super cool. A 93 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 4x4. Super, super nice paint job on that. These are all from different series. Too many different series to mention, really. So you can go by this little base plate and the release number. In this case, the MJS 73 is the Miho exclusive, I do believe. Yes, it is, up at the top. Limited to 7,700 pieces. Pretty much all of these trucks you're looking at in this video were sold in 2024. There might be a few from last year. 91 Chevrolet C1500 SS 454 with a tonneau cover. Very cool. And now for some of my favorites, these big 2-packs. Chevy pickups built to stay tough. And we've got a 75 Chevrolet Silverado here. All lifted, looking menacing in that black paint, drop hitch, huge dually off-road tires, and then the contractor special here with the steely wheels, and that one is a 73 Chevrolet Silverado 30. Very cool packaging. Check out the back on this thing. I've got a little thing about the big dually wheels, a great graphic of the interior, and the tilt steering column depicted there as well. And finally, rounding out this whole set before we get them all out of their packaging, is the World of Outlaws edition with a big dually truck and a single single cab truck as well. So a 73 GMC Sierra 3500 and a 75 GMC Sierra Grande 15. Very, very cool. A new accessory for my collection here with this pickup truck. And on the back, some really nice graphics. World of Outlaws Unleashed. Be an outlaw, World of Outlaws. Very cool. So lots of stuff to look at here. Before we get right into the video, one last overview of all those beautiful trucks. And this is just my Chevy and GMC trucks, guys. I've bought quite a bit of M2 in the last month or two. And I've got definitely a whole video on Dodge coming. I've got a few Fords as well. And some other oddball vehicles to show you from M2. But we've got lots of content going forwards. All right, here we are, all unboxed, everything except for the model kit, which I'm going to build with you at the end of this video presentation. But first, let's just go in and take a look at these beauties. Now, I would have loved to unbox them with you guys here, but it took quite a while getting them all out. I did leave them on their platforms. The trucks are still secure to their platforms. So I'm going to be able to pick these trucks up without having my hands and fingers all in the way and show you these vehicles. Now, M2 has really good rolling axles and wheels on just about every vehicle, and I can tell even with these things on the bases. So a roll test is not completely necessary, but we may still do that at the end of the video after the model kit is built, of course. And all of the trucks that I was able to open the hoods on, I have done so. Now, the Blazers and Jimmy models, the hood is an opening part, but it does not open very far, and then it snaps shut. So for that reason, we're not going to bother looking at those engines. Most of the engines are one of two different options. Got the naturally aspirated versions and the fuel injected versions over here, depending on the age of the truck, of course, and model. This one does have a unique engine as well. But we'll look at all of that as we go. And some of them have some really cool accessories that other trucks do not have. And of course, there's just so much to look at here with the M2 models. One thing I'm going to note right off the bat, this particular model came on a thicker base than the other Jimmys. And because of that, the clear window that goes over top of it actually was pushing down on this truck's roof, which is a removable piece. But in doing so, it actually cracked the pillars on the front. Well, only one, luckily, only one, because otherwise there would be no windshield surround if the other one had cracked. But I'm not really sure why M2 had that base in mind for this truck being so tall with the lift kit. And clearly all the other ones have the appropriate platform that doesn't interfere with causing damage. All right, let's get the camera set down. As you can see, I'm using some Hot Wheel trays to support them all, kind of making it like a grandstand of Chevys and GMCs. Where to begin? How about a Chevy pickup 2-pack? And let's go backwards from how we looked at them as they were sealed in the package, or as best I can remember. Look at the shine on these trucks. Now, I did not have to do too much shining with my chamois rag to any of these M2 trucks other than to get those little oily elastic band marks off of the trucks and occasional little tape marks. Some of the trucks had tape holding accessories on, which is probably the worst thing to have if you're going to leave them in the package long term, because those definitely required some extra attention with the chamois and some spittle solvent, that being from my mouth. Little rub of that on there and seemed to take care of the tape pretty easily, but after a few years, if left in the package, that probably would not be the case. And there you go. Nice little naturally aspirated engine. Check out the fit and finishes on these hoods. Very, very, very tight fit. And they fit really nicely. Great tires. You can see how straight they are. And I was able to test to see how straight they roll simply by just kind of rolling the tires on the trucks while they're on the platform. I'm not going to do that, of course, for every vehicle. That would be pretty boring. But I really do like the attention to detail that M2 has put into these trucks' interiors and the lights and all that rest. I'll just let the video do the talking because these basically look like 1/64 scale shrunken down real life vehicles from the road. Now that's release 78 of that 2-pack. Now let's put that down carefully there. Now let's look at the World of Outlaws trucks. And here we go. Looking at the dually first. We got the hood open on this one. The last truck that we looked at, the yellow one with the contractor roof bars, the hood would not open very far at all, so that's why I left it closed. But both these ones have opening hoods showing the same engines. So we can go ahead and close those. And you can just see how well everything is working so far. We've got a couple little out of shape white wall lines there. That's pretty typical on white wall tires, it seems, from M2. We don't have any other white wall tire trucks here, but this one does have only 1 out of 4 that actually is round. And this one might be pressed into the base a little bit, so it might be actually a little misshapen. But check out this dually with probably what will become, for openers, the most hardest part to find in the future, is this little, very well built plastic accessory that otherwise just goes onto the standard dually 3500, all plastic, and it was taped on. So I had to be, that's where I had to really be careful about getting the goop off of the paint. And I think I did pretty good so far. What a nice, handsome selection of 2 World of Outlaws trucks. We'll put that right back down again. Oh, geez. Okay. Not all is lost. Not all is lost. Over to a Jimmy. 1973 Jimmy. And we've got the Anvil Off-Road branding on this one. Some really cool livery decorations on it. And I love the wheels. Great selection. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate this once for all Jimmy and K5 Blazers. That's as far as the hood opens without risking damage to the truck. Either the hood, the hinges, or definitely the paint at the firewall. And I'm not sure why that is, being such a similar casting to the pickup truck casting, which opens just fine. I don't know why that is. Now, these roofs will stay on for some moderate tilting, but they simply just sit there. And check out this really well detailed in green interior. And we've got a non-matching steely wheel on the back. And some very interesting cargo. So that's a really cool piece. Let's look at one more. Well, we were looking at a Jimmy. We'll go to the second Jimmy. Then the 4 remaining trucks that look the same are Blazers, K5 Blazers. This one is the only one with this kind of canvas-looking roof versus the hardtop on the other ones. And it too has a steely black wheel that actually matches the other wheels on the vehicle. Nice detailed interior. Again, same interior, but with different colors. You can kind of pick up on different details. And even with all of this dark paint, you can see the little details right up on the fender, the pinstriping. So well done. It's actually got a satin black 2-tone banding down there with Sierra on the rear corner. A couple little chamois fur hairs there to pick off later. And we'll go up to this truck next. And it is the 74 Chevy K5 Blazer with steely white wheels and beautiful bright yellow paint, silver accents, silver roll bar. I've noticed this chip on the front pillars quite often, so I think that must be a stress mark from manufacturing. Maybe the windows, if the truck got dropped, or I don't know what happened, but I can see that maybe that pillar's bent back ever so slightly. The same was on the Anvil truck that we looked at, and of course that black pearl one is snapped completely. So on these ones, it wasn't the packaging causing the interference, so I'm not really sure if there's some sort of manufacturing thing going on. Regardless, very cool model, not a big deal. Love the plow. I mean, it'll be a big deal if it goes on and they all get broken, but so far, it's pretty minor. And these are big, high-quality vehicles. Big, heavy castings, all metal chassis, tons of detail. I mean, you can see the engines and shock towers right through there. I mean, the drive shafts are all there, actual leaf springs. They don't function, of course, as suspension, but the details on the bottom are just as impressive as the top of these models. Got a slightly askew chrome bumper there. I'll have to remove it and re-glue it. And I love how the luggage racks have different colored luggage. Not one for all and all for one. Really nice orange paint job there with the wood grain look. And those big chrome wheels. On the 73 K5 Blazer, we're going to go look at another Blazer with a wood grain appearance. And that is this 73, Series 125. There are a lot of six-pack series from M2 over the years now to look up and collect. Very cool trucks. Okay, and on over to the Freedom Machine, or no, this is the Bald Eagle Machine. The Freedom Machine is that 98 GMC we're about to look at. But here we have the Bald Eagle 73 Chevrolet K5 Blazer with a blue hardtop, chrome roll bar and bumpers, big white steely wheels, and red interior. Really accenting that awesome American flag, the patriotic look of this truck. Impressive. Absolutely impressive. Very cool. And we're going to now get into some pickup trucks. The 76 Sierra Grande 15 4x4. This is a Walmart Series 16 exclusive set. And it is definitely one to look for. Red roll bar, red push bar. Oh, we've got a kind of a newer engine in there, I think, or some sort of modified air intake on it. I'm not sure. And there you have the Eagle on the hood. Another fantastic model. I'm going to skip the next two square bodies, and then we're going to come back to them. But just while we're looking at patriotic trucks, let's look at the Freedom Machine. And there we have it. Stars and stripes all over the 98 GMC Sierra 1500 4x4 with that removable off-road cargo rack. And this truck has a snorkel, heavy-duty aftermarket front and rear bumpers, nicely detailed engine. And again, you can see how well those wheels roll when the truck is off the base. Takes 4 screws to get these things off of the platform, 2 hold the truck with the silver bar to the platform, and then 2 more screws to get that silver bar off the chassis. And of course, this truck is assembled with screws, as are just about all M2 machines, to make them fun to modify, customize, or repair if need be. Okay, we're going to go back to the square bodies here. Over to this awesome beast of a machine, the 73 Chevrolet Cheyenne Supertan, release 88. Funny, I can see in ghostwriting larger font, 1975 something or other behind that. So they've reused this base and just blacked over and then reprinted the printing. Did we look at the engine? Hard to see, it's all black. Does look like an original engine, naturally aspirated. Nice patina job. M2 does a fantastic patina on their trucks and cars. Really high quality, looks very realistic. And we're going to go up to the NHRA officials pickup truck, 73 Chevy Cheyenne 10. National Hot Rod Association, dedicated to safety, it says on the hood. Looks to be a fairly nicely equipped little pickup truck. And that's Series 116. Back on over to some newer vehicles. We're looking at the 1993 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 4x4. One of the few models that I have from M2 that has slight banana-ing that can be adjusted by loosening and tightening the screws that hold the box to the frame, as that is separately cast from the cab. And interestingly, the engine didn't get any sort of detailed paint treatment and is the exact same color as the interior. Not sure if that's a new single piece mold that somehow fits in there. Might have to take this one apart to look at how that was made, or if it's just missing details. I'm not really sure. But otherwise, details abound on this truck. That very cool black and red. What a nice looking truck with just a subtle lift kit. Big off-road tires. And not so subtle, the 1998 GMC Sierra 1500 4x4, much like the Freedom Machine. Basically the exact same casting, same engine, snorkel, removable utility rack. But this one is just all white and black. It even has the aftermarket bumpers on it. So that's pretty cool. Nice, understated off-road machine. And here we have something that definitely doesn't go off-road anymore. It's the 1991 Chevrolet C1500 SS with a 454. Looks to be slightly lowered. Some very large diameter chrome 5-spoke wheels on it. Tinted windshield. And just a nice blacked out grille with body color bumpers. Looking very cool. And check out those awesome little tail lights that M2 can make for their trucks. Typically fit quite well. This one has a bit of a metallic sheen to it in that pearl gray, I'm going to call it. That is all of the trucks, except we still have the 1976 GMC Sierra Grande Desert Fox 1500 with the lift rack in there and all those wheels and engines. I've never opened up one of these kits before, so let's make a little bit of room here while we do that and see what is in the box. Because literally there's a big cardboard box here that comes out, and then you can see that's it for the parts. That's all there is to it. And this box is not a complete box, it's a filler. Comes with some model kit instructions. Congratulations, it says. Congratulations, you are going to build a very simple model kit. And it has some very simple instructions. Actual parts may vary. 3 screws, choice of engine. Oh, the interior. How to assemble the wheels. Just push the wheels onto the axles and then 2 more screws and you're done. Congratulations. So we don't really need instructions on how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. If you have ever messed around with an M2, which I have. There you go. Lots of packaging. These ones are typically more expensive than the little cubes, which is unfortunate, but they're kind of like an exclusive. How many do they make of this anyways? 9,250. Never mind. Not exclusive. Just more expensive. Some assembly required. You do get this die-cast metal lift, which is great for displaying 2 M2s at once, if that's how you like to do it. And that's a release 69. So we're going to have to remove those 2 screws to get the truck off the lift at the very least. And these are probably going to go flying everywhere. I see there's some tape. I'll do all this crinkly stuff off the camera, and you're going to come back here in just a second. And we do have some choices for our little truck to make here. Here it is, off of its platform. We've got those 2 screws yet to remove. And the choices are engines and tires. We've got some Goodyear Eagle tires with yellow print and some black, some sort of black rim. Then we got the more traditional chrome 5-spoke rims with some generic tires. We've got the big slicks for the back and the smaller tires for the front. I've decided to go with the chrome rims and the black yellow print Goodyear tires as a combination. Thought that might look kind of cool. Black and chrome. Or should I go all black? I don't know. Maybe we'll go all black. That'll look a little more different. We got a lot of trucks with chrome wheels. We'll save these other ones. They'll be nice for another truck, perhaps a modification. And as far as the engine goes, well, Well, we got this thing. I don't know much about that. And then this one I have seen in many models. They're both newer engines. So maybe somebody can let me know a little bit about those engines. I'm not 100% sure on the equipment. All right, let's get it built for you. Axles come in a little bag. And you get two, so you can kind of set up your wheels and just try out two different things, because they give you two sets of axles for the two sets of tires, which makes sense. That way you can actually use them somewhere else. And these are all just going to fall out. Oh, okay. We'll have to do a little sort here. Little tip I have for assembling these axles and wheels is just kind of get the little axle lined up. Then use a screwdriver. Make sure you're going in straight. I hesitate on tapping too hard because we don't want to bust the rim right through or send the axle right through the rim, one or the other. So we'll just leave it like that. But what I thought I would do here is kind of just assemble the rims with the axles, and that way I can just kind of look at which rim looks good with the vehicle. So that looks pretty cool. And now for the black rim. I don't know if I'll be able to do this on the back, but you know, it's kind of lost in there with the black rim. So I'm still thinking I'm going to go back to the original idea of chrome. Yeah, I'm going to have to definitely take the truck apart to get the rear axles on. Ooh, these are tight. All right. Using the tiny little screwdriver provided. Taking care not to knock that rear bumper off. Oh, there we go. Just a tiny little screw. And again for the front. Now it's out. Same size screw, front and rear. And let's see, can we get that up? Oh, there you go. There's the metal chassis. The interior wants to come out. You can look at that. The dashboard and steering column stay in with yet another tiny little screw. And then under the hood, we haven't popped the hood yet. Oh, of course, it barely opens because it's a pickup truck. Oh no, the trucks usually do open. How on earth are we going to get an engine in there? I think we're just going to chuck it in there. Doesn't really matter which one. This one's kind of unique, so hopefully I'm putting it in the right direction. We'll just let the hood kind of snap it into place maybe. One tab has come through, but the other one does not want to line up perfectly. Oh, I think I heard it click. Yes, we got it. We got it. So not the funnest process, but doable with a little bit of patience. And so the interior really didn't need to come out for that. It just kind of falls out. So we got to get that back in there. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put the chrome wheels in. No tires yet because I haven't completely decided. First I'm going to decide on the rims, then the tires. Ooh, uh-oh. The axle's not long enough. I've put the wrong axle in the wrong wheel. Oh dear. I just assumed the longer axle went into the rear, but my assumption has made an ass out of me. All right, well, we'll still take a look just as it is because we're already here. So put that in like that. Drop the body back on. That looks pretty nice. I'm liking the chrome with the chrome bumpers. Take care not to knock those taillights off while you're doing this, because that could happen. But, oh, there's the interior. We don't really need that right now. Let's just try for fun. The back being what we haven't seen yet. Come on. Come on together. Yeah, I mean, that looks cool, but I don't know. Just not, you know, I think almost if they were painted white, that would look even better. But we'll go with chrome. I got to fix everything here, so hopefully these come apart. Oh, not easily. and they're not even barbed, I don't think, are they? I'm going to have to get some little pliers here. Yep, that'll work. Yeah, it's not going to cut the axle. If I really hammered on it, it would, but that's just fine. So we've got to redo this whole process. We'll come back in a second. Tremendous production value here. Now the struggle of getting this tire onto this rim. Ooh. Might help to have a bit of soapy water or something. I don't know. Oh. Kind of coming together. Yes. Okay, no soapy water needed. No flashing problems, and that looks pretty cool. I'm liking that. So we'll do the same with the other one. Got the Goodyear. Good. This one has the axle on it, so might be a little more difficult. Might have been easier to, definitely would have been easier to put the tire on before the axle. Done everything backwards here, guys. This is not the thing I normally do when modifying M2s. I normally don't do tire swaps on rims, just wheel swaps with the tire already on it. Yeah, looks like it's on there pretty good. So let's just go ahead and get that axle in. Ooh, just a tiny bit of nub sticking out for the other wheel. Hopefully I didn't hammer the axle in too far. It's a real live and learn sort of thing. Now we're not going to hammer it now. Just going to have to use pressure. And yeah, we got it on there. But just barely. And now it is very tight. It doesn't want to roll. So I'm inclined to think, oh, okay, now there we go. I just gave it a little bit of a tug. I mean, these are not toys really. They're kind of display models. So that seems to work just fine. Hopefully these front tires are a little easier to put on. I think we'll just get these ones on there and call it a day from there, given how long this is taking. Ooh, we're not lined up here with the axle. Where's my camera? Why is the axle not lining up? Let's try coming in from the other direction. I can see what's happened here. The little axle ears are actually spread apart, sending the axle kind of up. Oh, just got to push it over, but not a lot of rollability with that sort of friction. Be happy if you just get this truck together without breaking anything, I think. A little bit of pressure, put that together. Straighten them out as we go. So they're not freewheeling because of that axle's in there. Kind of, well, it's loosening up a little bit. We're shaving the paint off. And there you go. Get the interior in. So it fell out. Make sure that's in right. Base on the truck. Couple wee little screws. Get the tiny little screwdriver. Just snug, doesn't need to be cranked on there. And there you go. Done. Done. Pretty cool. I'm liking the choices I made here. It's a roller too. Amazing. And of course we have the platform, which you could put this back in if you wanted to and screw it down. I will not be doing that. I'll be putting this one directly into a Plano display case and cubby. So that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And of course, if you're after any of these, happy hunting. We'll see you in the next video.